Hello guys, what's up? This is Shark Talking. Welcome back to my channel. Well, today's video is about Holy Night Star event. This event is the first Christmas event that we're getting, but I do doubt that this will be the only one. I'm pretty sure that they will throw us maybe 2 or even 3 events of Christmas. And this one is sadly the weakest one of them all. And we're trying to explain all the good things about it and the bad things, because there's a lot of bad things on this event, and we have to talk about them. And Holy Night Star is exactly the first Christmas event after Alfio, because there was an event of Christmas on Japanese version that introduced Alfio, but there was no these characters for you to summon. It was only a weapon with a Christmas theme. But this one was the first one that was a fully fledged event based on Christmas. So we talk about all the things that are here. You can see that the 2 parts of the event got released together. So it's better because we can choose who we want to focus instead of just being, what could I say, just having to choose the ones that they throw on us, or having to wait for the second part to arrive. The thing is, the first part drops only 1 currency and the second part drops only another currency. So different currencies for different parts, well, like most of the events. But the first thing that you notice here is that you have a tree to decorate. What is exactly a tree? No, this is just like a treasure chest faking to be a tree. Why, you ask me? Because, well, you have to use this Christmas ornament. It's a Christmas ball. You place it on each one part of this tree and you'll be getting rewards. Yeah, this is it. This was also on the first Christmas event on Japanese version when they introduced Alfio. And I did play this. I was still playing the Japanese version of the game back on these days. And I remember it taking quite a lot of time for you to farm stuff. But, well, it's too much time. And I will talk about it now. You know that when there was this Bravely Default event that you had to farm the keys, and it was just very slow process. Welcome back to it. Again, a very slow process to farm everything, if you want everything. But maybe you don't need everything, and I'll be doing a video opening all of these balls to search for all of the rewards so you can decide if it's worth or not. I will probably be doing this by the end of the day. Let me just show you here. First of all, let's just talk about the things that you can get with the first currency, and it's the Santa doll from the first part of the event. And, well, you can see that there's a lot of balls that you can get here. The first 11 ones cost very low, the second part also very low. Then it gets increased to 40, then to 80, and lastly to 160, and this is where you'll be crying out for farming. So that's quite a lot of it, and you'll be wasting quite a lot of time. But there's not only this, there's a lot of good stuff for you to farm. There's legendary stone, silver bangle. There's this Holy Knight blade. It's ice elemental weapon. I don't know if it's only damage. I'll be checking this later. But we got the Great Sword of the Ice Element on the past Valhalla Assault, so I don't think this is worth. So there's 2 orbs for you to farm and bugs, and then nothing more than that. But the part that you'll be having to farm even more is this one here, the second part that gives you socks. Because socks, there's also the same values for you to get more balls, but then you have more items to get. There's ornaments, attachments that you can get. I don't care about them. And there's a Brazier Bench, Gold Bangle, Garnet, a lot of risky related stuff. And then we have, lastly, the most important, Glass, Ore, and Shard, number 3. Then it's all over. There's no more thing about it. The most important rewards will come from the tree, I think, because there's not many other items that we always see here, like there's not many embers to get here. I do think that this will be better to get on the tree. So also by clearing some stages here, we'll be getting bangles. There's the rewards for clearing stages here are very nice. But another thing to talk about is the stages. These stages here, the EX hard and the EX super hard, are very close. You can see that the recommended mine is not so far from each other. Sometimes there are some events there's 45k recommended mine for the EX hard and then 90k for the EX super hard, so it's double the difference. But not here. Here it is very close, the difference, so that's why the bosses are not so hard, or just not many difference between their HPs. So you can choose which one you'll be farming. But even the super hot is not so hard to farm. It's different than compared to the Covenant of Sin event that the boss has very large amounts of HP. This one doesn't have that much. But you have to remember here, I will be talking about it, when you're facing this boss, you have to inflict it both ice and fire elemental damage to break his defenses. And if you don't do it, you won't be able to get more damage. He starts not being weak to these two elements. So, well, it's easy to farm this type of squads because two elements, these are very common. Ice is very common in this game because a lot of people got a lot of weapons from ice elements. We got a lot of it from banners as well. You can test the characters here. You can test both the two girls here, and they are using their weapons from the banner, Christmas Norn and Christmas Freya. But we'll have to give a look on these characters. The thing is, are they good or not? Before we do that, let me just talk about the last stage. You can see that there's this Holy Night Star EX Christmas. I'll be doing a video about the stages after I finish this video. And let's just talk about the characters now. Well, these two characters are arriving way too late for them to be noticeable or even useful. Unfortunately, Christmas Norn is very bad. Yeah, she's very bad, one of the worst characters from any winter event. And it's bad because, well, a lot of people like Norn. She could have been better. They did buff her status, so you can see the buff, but it doesn't make her better because her passives are not good. You can see that the only good thing I see here is that the first attack is physical and all other fours are magical, so it's easier to just focus on magic stuff and just use magic bows and things like that. But then when you look at her skills, you see that it's very lacking. You see the first one increases attack and mag, okay, it will increase her damage, but then she just gets this happy present that is terrible. It defeats an enemy with a combo of 20 to feel the purification gauge. Well, this is the same thing as Hakuri, and it's just a terrible thing on Hakuri. It slows her down, her potential damage, and it's the same thing here. And not if this was not enough, she also has Holy Angel that greatly increases the effectiveness of HP recovered by action skills. This is not important. It's hardly important in this game. And her limited skill is only this for 2 turns. She increases all of her status by sacrificing 1 level of Purification Gauge. It's bad because you could just use this 1 level to use your main damage dealer Purify Attack, your first slot character. So, unfortunately, bad. But she has easygoing. Well, easygoing is such a thing that's very hard to find. There's not many characters that has it, and we skipped one because they didn't release one of the Japanese characters that never got a collaboration with us on the global version, because it was a collaboration with a game that is dead now. They will probably not release it. So this is a good opportunity for people that are trying to max easygoing, because we won't be able to unless we get it. And even then we won't be able to maximize it like the Japanese players could, unless they release another character with easygoing. And then we have this Freya, Christmas Freya. Well, the good thing is that Ether Strike has full animation. This is what we lock it with the original Freya, but this one is not so good. Unfortunately, she's not so good. Let's just give a look on the same things. The first good thing is that all of her attacks are from the ice element, so she doesn't really need ice stave to do damage. And you can see Ether Strike from ice element, very strange. And well, looking on her passives, she has better passives than Norn, but not so much. She greatly increases mag, improves all her status, if the Purification Gauge is on level 1 or higher, just like most Valkyries and Gods. And she also improves guard chances of all allies and gain extra attacks on certain turns. This is a very good passive, but she lacks other stuff to make her important. You can even see that neither one of these characters have Encant skill, because they are not from the early part of the second generation. They came even before. I think they came before Creation Valkyrie, a little earlier than Creation Valkyrie. And she increases her Purify attack damage for 1 turn, but she doesn't have all the damage to back it up and make it important. Well, unfortunately, this is the same thing as Arbiter Hirsch, and Arbiter Hirsch will just do way more damage than this. So besides the two characters, we have two new weapons. Both the characters and the weapons give more drops on the event. If you're not a fan of farming, you could just try to get them for the drops, but I don't recommend it. I think you can use these gems for the very near future when they release better characters. Like I'm saying, I think that they will release 2 or 3 Christmas events this month just to try to catch up with Japan version of the game. So we can expect better characters. The characters from the second full Christmas event are better than this one. So let's just talk about the weapons now. Genesis Wind, and the other one we'll check here. This wind is our first 6-star wind from the ice element that we were severely lacking. Let's just talk about the bow first. The bow increases mag and mag defense for all allies and a large amount of HP. This is like using 12 light, but we don't having physical attack and defense, but getting more healing out of it. Not so good, and it has 2 uses, but with the passive that lowers the chance of being poisoned or cursed, it's bad. Terribly. You don't need this, there's better weapons with passives. And then we have Genesis Wing, the staff here, and it has extreme damage to all enemies using magic. At least 3 extreme based damage. It's or current thing, but the passive just lower the chance of being poisoned or cursed. It's terrible. So this reduces the utility of getting to LA even though it is possible. So these are the 2 weapons. They are not so good. The characters are not so good. The only thing is that unfortunately they made some customs that you can see here. Let me just check them. And to get them, you have to summon this banner. You have to use 2 support tickets to get Christmas costume for Lenneth or Hurst. But these are the original and classic version of these characters. They are not even remotely useful right now. So why would you use them with this? Why would you sacrifice your gems to get this? Well, I don't know. Maybe you like people using Christmas clothes. I won't judge you, but I won't be doing this. Okay, so let's just get back here and talk about the other stuff. I don't think there's too much thing to tell. I think I covered everything about the event, the characters, the weapons. The only other thing that I want to talk about is the stages, but I will be doing a separate video to talk about the last stages. These other stages here are not so hard. I don't think I need to explain too much. Like I said, you can choose to farm the EX hard instead of super hard, or farming challenge 2 instead of challenge 3 if you're not so strong. Given the amount of embers that people are getting, I doubt they can clear challenge 3 easily. So this leaves us with X Christmas, and I'll be doing this right now. And lastly, like I said, I will be farming all of the materials for getting these balls here, so I will be doing a video getting all of the items, so you don't have to do it. Maybe you don't need to reach the end, and if you don't reach the end, you may save some time, okay? Thanks for watching, we'll see each other on the next video, bye!